Many of you seen the first arc in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the Prison Planet. A lot of you didn't know the manga told a slightly different story. Enjoy this as I tell you that story.
Of course, it starts off on Beerus' planet. This is something we seen in the promotional anime as well before Mai interrupted everybody. Goku is still trying to master Ultra Instinct, and this is when Mai interrupts everybody, explaining that this is a serious situation. Trunks is missing. This is when Fu is introduced. He explains that Trunks has been kidnapped and he is now locked in a place called the Prison Planet. Just like in the promotional anime, Vegeta is the only one that's really on guard. But unlike in the promotional anime, Whis actually asks, this is the first time I'm hearing of a prison planet. Fu just knocks us off by saying it must doesn't exist in the past yet, implicating that he could be from the future. Of course, Goku is excited, so Supreme Kai is worried, and Vegeta's mad, ready to get Trunks back. Now after everybody leaves, Whis also explains to himself, even if time is involved, we who serve the gods can't act carelessly. For the time being, he's gonna let Goku and Vegeta handle things. Also saying that the Supreme Kai of Time shall be having our hands full right about now. In the promotional anime, the name of this episode was called Goku vs. Goku, teasing that we're gonna get a Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan Blue Goku fight. And it's safe to say that the promotional anime let us down completely. The manga, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is already on the scene and he begins to attack the group. Goku commenting on how awesome this guy Ki is, gets knocked back and immediately goes into his Super Saiyan Blue transformation. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku comments blue hair, he blocks Goku's attack. As you can tell, this fight in the manga was not as short as the fight that was in the promotional anime. They are still fighting, Fuse exerting, and Vegeta the Genius finally puts it together that this is actually Kakarot's Ki. He's fighting himself. Of course, our Goku is shocked while the Super Saiyan 4 Goku is not. Just commenting that Vegeta is also here. Even though both Gokus acknowledge what's going on, they must be from different timelines and stuff like that, they still get back in position to fight again. So fighting myself makes me excited. A blue-haired Super Saiyan, so a me that uses a power I don't know about. As they jump back into the fight, clashing and going at it again until they both fall back, launching that Kamehameha. And while this is happening, Vegeta comments that, Fu, you must be planning something or plotting something, you know too much. And this is when Fu actually goes ahead and explains that he also trapped them all there. This is also an experiment for no reason, he just curious. Explaining the only way out of there is to get the Dragon Balls. He does admit that Trunks is actually there, that they're gonna have to find him and go ahead and get the Dragon Balls and whisk themselves out of there. Now, of course, this is when we are treated to the scene of Trunks here. He's locked up in these kind of key-like chains, but all of a sudden an explosion happens with somebody saying, you seem to possess a rather strong key. This in turn leaves Trunks asking, who is this? That mysterious person says, how about you give me the Dragon Ball? Chapter number 2 of this story resumes at Prison Planet, which is in area slums. As we look on, we see Trunks is engaged in a fight against who? Bojack. He shouts this is the end for Bojack while charging Ki in his hand. The attack does land, which injures Bojack a lot, but at the same time Bojack had something up his sleeve. Before he can even retaliate to Trunks, he gets struck by a beam. We've seen this death beam countless times before in Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball Z by Frieza. And as Bojack drops the Dragon Ball, Trunks gives his thanks, and it's not Frieza who saved him, it was Cooler, Frieza's older brother. Cooler chastises Trunks for letting his guard down, reminding him not to let his guard down until his enemy is dead. Also thinks to himself saying Trunks didn't have a Dragon Ball on him, but he might still prove useful. So he's gonna go ahead and be allies with him. Reminding himself the mission at large, he says he has one Dragon Ball, he'll gather the last 6 and escape this present planet. That's when Trunks looks behind him and he sees none other than Oolong, asking what is he doing here? He then switched to another part of this planet which is called Area Green. Capsule Core Goku, after fighting Super Saiyan 4 Xano Time Patroller Goku, he says, boy, that other me was so strong. I chimes in by saying, what's the deal with him? It seems like he was searching for Fu, but he just threw a fit and stormed off somewhere. Which leads Vegeta to say it's pointless to try and understand what makes Kakarot tick. But Vegeta reminding everybody the mission at large, he says that he will capture Fu and he's gonna make him tell him what Trunks is. Not knowing Few is already listening in by some type of spy robot. He says, "How scary, Vegito, but perhaps you should be more concerned for yourself. After all, the escaped convicts are coming for you, for the ball I gave you." He said, "The struggle for the Dragon Balls has now begun." Letting Vegeta know an insight that one of the prisoners has already made his way towards you and he's drawing fast. That same exact time, they sense the presence and they immediately goes into what looks like Super Saiyan Blue. As we see this person makes his way towards the battlefield, Few even reminds us that I took the trouble to even restrain him, yet he still broke out of those restraints. Should I say some of those restraints. We see this person lands down and begins to power up so ferociously. Few refers to this guy as the evil Saiyan. Vegeta comments on how immense his ki is. Goku with no warning tells Ma to stay back and charges directly for this individual. But just like we've seen in the earlier episodes of the promotional anime, this ki, not prepared, can ensnare you and take over your mind. This is exactly what happened to Goku. Goku standing there in base form, Vegeta comments that he looks very strange as he begins to power up. This ominous black electricity flowing around him. Vegeta throws Ma the Dragon Ball as he begins to do battle with Kakarot. We see in the promotional anime that Goku was only in like Super Saiyan or maybe Super Saiyan 2, while in the manga it looks like Vegeta's still in Super Saiyan Blue. In the promotional anime that lines up with this chapter, he was in base form. In other words, what I'm saying is Vegeta should have had no problem handling Kakarot, but maybe he didn't want to hurt him because he might need him later. His mouth shouts out, "What's going on with Goku?" He turns around and notices Mai and begins to attack her. But just in the nick of time, Trunks arrives to block that blow from Goku towards Mai. Cooler comes in with the assist to go ahead and get Goku off Trunks. As they all shout out towards Few, "What on earth are you thinking?" Few replies with, "Oh, so you managed to escape from the prison area slums, Trunks. Color me surprised. Even though I put those key sensing seals on you and an unexpected collaboration. Your name was Cooler, was it?" Listening to him about Frieza's evolution of Golden, he said, "Maybe I should have gotten your brother instead of you. Seems like he has the stronger evolution." This is when Cooler says, "Anything that my brother can do, I can do as well." Trunks just think Cooler's Frieza's brother. He didn't know that. This is when Cooler power up so much that a golden aura comes up around him. And before I know it, this is Golden Cooler. Golden Cooler in his final form. As Few praises him for achieving the evolution without any training at all. Says, "Witness for yourself, I'll show you the overwhelming difference between my power and his." He begins to attack Goku, who mind you is in Super Saiyan 2, but he is covered by Cumber's ki. Cooler comments on how weak this transformation Goku has as he prepares his signature move. As Goku tries to hold it back, but of course it's a no-go. Trunks even comments that he might have overdid it, but he didn't. But he says for him to have survived that means the ki covering him must have been gigantic indeed. As he looks over to Cumber, the evil Saiyan begins to make his move. Previously, in the last chapter, we was introduced to an evil Saiyan named Cumber. His ki alone can snap anybody's mind, possessing them and causing them to act erratic. So this chapter number 3, starts off with Mai giving Trunks his old set of clothes back. Trunks gives his thanks to Mai, but Mai says we have to go. That guy is at his limit. That guy being Cooler, who is literally on his knees right now in front of Cumber. As Cooler curses, saying that he can't go out like this is when Ki Claws is actually sliced. The person he saved back 2 chapters ago actually saved him. As Trunks realizes nothing he can really do, this is when Goku and Vegeta tries to attack Cumber. Their attacks together was enough to go ahead and make Cumber actually get pushed back on the ground. As Trunks acknowledged both his father and Goku, Vegeta tells him to piss off because he's actually in the way. In that Kakarot, he realizes that it's good that he's back to normal, but it looks like he expended all his stamina after going into Super Saiyan Blue. Unlike in the anime, the promotional anime, he went Super Saiyan 2 and got snapped. His mind got snapped then. But in this manga, he actually went into Super Saiyan Blue. At this point, this is when Cumber turns around and look at both Goku and Vegeta, and Goku is sparking red hair. Stallone sends Cumber into a rage. He says a Saiyan with red hair while screaming and busts out of all his restraints. He charges at both Goku and Vegeta, knocking them both back. This is when YeLLa realized that this Goku is actually the Goku he known as a kid, which means this YeLLa was pulled from a timeline to where Goku was still a kid. He was still surprised and scoffs at the notion that he was able to break out of his cage, not only his cage, but also out of his restraints as well. Of course, we, as the audience, know already how Cumber is. He charged back at them again, which might hits him with a flash grenade. Because at this point, Goku and Vegito are still knocked out from that attack. Before Mai hits him with the flash grenade, she remembered that the Supreme Kai entrusted her with certain items. Asking YeLLa to buy her some time, Cumber is then hit with that flash grenade, him being blinded, and as his stuff recover his vision, he says Super Saiyan God Goku actually runs from him. Before he can actually catch him, it's then revealed that it was YeLLa impersonating God Goku. Meanwhile, in the back, there is a new warrior on the field who wastes no time in attacking Cumber. It's revealed to be Vegito, already in Super Saiyan Blue. This is when Mai reveals that the Supreme Kai revealed and gave those to her. This is when Fu is surprised and actually glad that the Meteor earrings came into use. But he also reveals that Cumber, which is a difficult opponent for them, is carrying a Dragon Ball, which Mai scoffs at. How can we even get it off somebody like that? As the battle ensues, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito versus a base Cumber. Cumber tries to use his Ki Claw, which Vegito returns by using his Ki Blade, or Spirit Sword. As everybody looks on, there is a mysterious figure behind Mai, Trunks, and YeLLa. This is when this mysterious figure says it might be best to leave this ball for another time. As YeLLa hears it and says, "You're right, wait, who are you?" We all know who this is. This is Martin Ozato. He was in some of the old Dragon Ball games. But he tells them to rest assured, no need to get your guard up. I have no intention of fighting or taking part in these pointless skirmishes. It's foolish. Shortly after saying this, he begins to teleport out of there. Trunks telling him to wait. Cooler has no time to waste. He begins to follow him, actually using his tail to grab onto the Trunks and go inside that portal before it dissipates. At this point, the battle between Vegito and Cumber is picking up very well. Cumber has turned into a Super Saiyan. Not quite Super Saiyan 3 as what we've seen in the anime. It's regular Super Saiyan because as you can tell, he still has his eyebrows. In response to Cumber turning Super Saiyan, Vegeta says it's time for him to get serious as he shouts Kaioken. In response to that, Cumber says, oh, in that case, he creates a blood waves, throws it in the sky, and bursts and mixes it. As he transforms, he says, let me show you as well how I look when I'm serious. Then switched over to another area called Chaos within the prison planet, and this is where Cooler and Trunks are, and they're looking for Martin Ozato, but they cannot find him. As they try to figure out why did he come to a place like this, this is when Cooler finds, surprisingly, his dad, King Cole, beat up, damaged, as well as his army for that matter. The people who did it was Perfect Cell, Majin Kid Buu, Bojack, looks like Lord Slug, as well as Turles. So it continues from the last chapter. Cooler taking Trunks into this strange portal left by Martin Ozato. There was met with many enemies from the past, but as they defeated these enemies, instead of them just dying, it was just smoke warriors. This immediately made me think about the plan to eradicate the Saiyans movie. And Trunks just reports on this that no matter how many times he defeats these enemies, they keep coming back. Meanwhile, Golden Cooler is doing the same thing. He's destroying these warriors, but he don't know what to do. That's when his father called out to him, King Cole. Very interesting. Cole is not a smoke warrior. Commending his son's strength, he says, "You've gotten stronger since the last time I saw you, Cooler, my son," as he struggles to try to get up. Showing him a Dragon Ball. Tells his son, now is the time to fight alongside me. Questioning him, will you put that strength to use for your clan? No, won't you do this for me? And Cooler, who's really not thinking that much about it at all, kills his father on sight with a death beam straight through his heart. Telling his father, taking advantage of me, don't make me laugh. I'd be grateful enough to take that Dragon Ball, but this is as far as you go. But the fight doesn't stop there. The Smoke Warriors are still coming. He did get the Dragon Ball from King Cole. It seems as if Martin Ozato actually found the source of the machine. In his mind, thanking Cooler and Trunks for distracting those warriors so he can actually find the source. He concludes that if he destroys this machine, all the Smoke Warriors should disappear, but somebody stands behind him. If you've seen the plan to eradicate the Saiyans little short movie or play Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, then you know exactly who this warrior is. It's Hijack. I don't know if I said the name correct, but you should know who I'm talking about. Ozato sensing his presence, but also sensing a Dragon Ball on him. And I don't know how he's able to sense Dragon Balls, but just go with it. Now at this point, it switches scenes back to Area Green, which is the fight between Grade 8 Cumber and Kaioken Blue Vegito. This fight is really heating up as Oolong recognizes the Grade 8 form. Remember, this Oolong is from the past, like when Goku was a kid past. Vegito comments on how to use blood sways to actually turn himself to a Grade 8, but he realizes that his Kaioken is not going to last much longer and that he needs to finish this now. Vegito, being on the aggressive here, is trying his hardest to put Grade 8 Cumber down, but it's actually pushing him back a lot, taking advantage of his small size and speed. Cumber goes for an energy attack, which Vegito reciprocates with a final Kamehameha. As they shoot both attacks out, we can see on the monitor screen that Few is watching as well. And this guy, he's just so excited to be seeing all of this. He's getting so much data for his experiment. But then an alarm comes on, letting him know that the chains of the prison planet is breaking because of the sheer power that both Kaioken Vegito, Kaioken Blue Vegito, as well as Grade 8 Cumber is producing. You can see from the next images here that Vegito is putting everything he got into this, all the way to the point to where he runs out of his fusion. But before Cumber's attack can overtake them, that's when Few comes out of nowhere, saving both of them. But was that really his intent? He cuts a hole in space-time which completely absorbs Cumber's attack. Vegeta questions why would Few save them, but then just put that out of his mind, thinking, what type of huge key does he have to be able to disperse such energy? He comments that he is stopping the experiment for now, that he misjudged their power. Turning around and looking at Goku and Vegeta, he says, for now, please disperse until the repairs are done. But Cumber's not having it, he's trying to hit Few as well. Few noticing this creates this key-like spear in his hand. With such speed, he's able to go ahead and cut Cumber's tail off, which causes Cumber to de-transform. Cumber, not caring whether he's in regular form or not, looks up at Goku and Vegeta and shoots his most powerful attack towards them, even though they are completely out of energy. They are then saved by two individuals who look just like them. This would be the Time Patroller, Goku and Vegeta, Xano, Goku and Vegeta. Now in the last chapter, Cumber went for the kill on Goku and Vegeta, Capsule Corp version of Goku and Vegeta, but the people who saved them was Goku and Vegeta, the Time Patrollers. Few, looking at all this, he comments to himself, those two, they got themselves trapped in the prison planet on purpose, protectors of history. So at this point, Few knows about the Time Patrollers and he knows what they're trying to do. The Time Patroller version of Goku says, look like we saved our other selves in time, talking to Vegeta. To which Xano Vegeta just says, I didn't intend to save anyone. So it's nice to know that all versions of Vegeta are really the same. Even Capsule Corp version of Vegeta can't even believe that that's really him. Now they begin to inquire about what they're going to do about Cumber, and they just agreed to leave him be. Cutting to the chase that Cumber is not the one they're after, it's really Few. To which Few just says, y'all really don't know when to give up. Even after I went through the trouble of giving you the Dragon Ball, you can at least enjoy the game a bit longer. But meanwhile, behind Few, Cumber is powering up again. To which this guy has just made a tail again, this time out of Ki. The Capsule Corp version of Goku and Vegeta comments on this, and the Time Patroller version says his power just shot up with that tail. Where they just realized that this guy is actually a Saiyan. Do they not see that big old Ozaru tail on the ground? But anyway, the Time Patroller versions of Goku and Vegeta realize if they take too much time fighting him, then Few's gonna run away again. So they ultimately agree to use the things that the old Kaioshin gave to him. We already know what that is. As they put the Patara earrings on, Xano Goku comments, is this really okay with you? I know you don't like fighting like this. And Vegeta just comments he doesn't really like any other option they have anyway. The scene then switched back over to the slums area, where we see the fight between Hijack, or whatever his name is, versus Majin Ozato. He actually thought he got him, but Ozato's abilities are so good, you never really know if you're gonna get him or not. He just teleported behind him some type of way. I don't even know the abilities this guy got. But what he managed to do was teleport in front of the machine with kind of a smoky-like area behind him. And when Hijack actually went over there to hit him, he actually hit the machine, destroying the smoke machine. Not only did Ozato tell him that your plans has failed, not destroyed your machine, but he also said he was managed to take the Dragon Ball from him as well, thanking him for his efforts. Looking over there to Cooler and Trunks, he noticed that they are finishing up the rest of the Smoke Warriors, and he uses his powers to actually transport them back to the other area where Cumber and them at. So this guy's powers are insane. Basically used them. While they try to figure out what just happened, Mai is filling them in on what's been going on in this area. Trunks sensing the key that's going on in the distance, saying that the person that's fighting now is Goku and my dad, right? But something kind of feels strange to him. Mai is just saying, yeah, that is Goku and Vegeta, but they are from a parallel world. So we see the fight between a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito versus Cumber. I remember when we seen the first promotional anime episode showing Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, we had never seen Vegito go into Super Saiyan 4. GT was Gogeta, it was never Vegito. So this was the very first time we was able to see something like this. The fight continues on with Super Saiyan 4 Vegito actually pushing Cumber back. Cumber in response goes Super Saiyan again. He just don't go into Super Saiyan, he pushes it all the way up into Super Saiyan 3 again. Vegito, noticing this, he says he's still raising his power. Cumber began to use his ki to actually like this whirlwind or tornado that's sending out multiple slashes towards Vegito. Fusing is saying that maybe bringing Cumber was a mistake. If their powers continue to rise even farther, then the prison planet seals won't hold. Also comments it's still overwhelming. Even the planet's power suppressing seals are being overtaken. This is when YeLLa has appeared using some type of shapeshifter to actually pick up Goku and Vegeta, the capsule corp versions of them. Our versions of Goku and Vegeta that get up saying, great job to YeLLa. Trunks comments that they need to go ahead and get out of here, but Goku's like, not yet, as he closes his eyes and breathes in. Of course, we've seen this before in Dragon Ball Super episode 109 and also episode 129. Goku goes into Ultra Instinct Omen, and he says, my match with him isn't finished yet. Pans back over to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who cannot handle the slashes that Super Saiyan 3 Cumber is throwing at him. And to himself, it's too many attacks and he can't dodge them all. This is when somebody appears in front of him. Goku in the completed version of Ultra Instinct has arrived on the battlefield, to which Super Saiyan 4 Vegito just says, great hair. Goku in the completed version of Ultra Instinct dodges all of the slashes that Cumber is throwing out, and in a significant blow on him. Goku commenting that it's over as he charges a Kamehameha. Trunks inquiring about that form. Goku, what is that form? Which Vegeta says it's Ultra Instinct. He grips the ground saying curses are falling behind Kakarot again. We see something at the bottom of this page that looks like Margin Ozato. He's doing something. Everybody else feels it as well. Vegito even comments, what was that key just now? YeLLa recognizes the key, but he don't know what Ozato is. YeLLa comments that Goku he better not lose, and realizes that it's been a minute as he transforms into a rocket and jet out of there. He's trying to get out of there. As he blasts off, he realizes it doesn't matter how many lives he got, it won't be enough dealing with all these powerful people. Then he realizes that Margin Ozato is sitting over there, and he realized he got all 7 Dragon Balls. Margin Ozato took advantage of everybody fighting and swiped all the Dragon Balls that was in that area without them even noticing it. Meaning that the winner of this game is himself. Summons the dragon to come and grant his wish. Ozato says, I don't need a wish to break free from this planet. No, I have but one single request. As he began to say it, YeLLa jumps in again and says, release all the prisoners from the prison planet. Which is an homage to where he had wished for underwear way back then in Dragon Ball. Run hearing that grants that wish, and as you can see, Goku has fired off his Kamehameha. You comments said it looks like it's time to go. So when everybody starts to get teleported out of the planet, Trunks and Mai, they go back to Beerus' planet. Beerus is woken up and he's realized that Trunks is there, but what's his main question is why he didn't go back to his future. Beerus is really just mad because he's moving through time again. We listening to the story realize that all of this is due to the space-time distortions caused by that few fella. Vegeta comments are those space-time distortions also why Kakarot is missing, to which everybody just realized that he never came back.
And this concludes the Prison Planet arc and Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the manga. As you can tell, it's quite different from what you've seen in the promotional anime. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing. The next upload will be the Universe Mission arc as a whole.